That's right. That's right. So
then the tester after the patient took the return. This is the $13. That's a little bit fun. And then yeah, that's the patient gave to it, right? That's the patient bottle, original bottle.
What are you doing? Bam. Very bad. That's not nice. No. Now look, we don't need to be going on this. We.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see so many people on so early. Just a little reminder, if you want to keep your mic on mute until the meeting starts so that all that background noise is eliminated. Thanks.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Mary, how are you? I'm actually on my cell phone.
Oh.
I got major problems with my email server for some reason. I can't connect to my email.
Oh, no.
And
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Rick. How are you?
Hey,
Hey,
Angelo.
nice
Rick,
to-
I'm very impressed. I wouldn't be able to do it on my cell phone. So very impressive that you could pull that off, Rick. Very impressive.
I'm on it, but I'm not. It's going to be hard to see anything. Everything looks like it's like minuscule. So it doesn't help with these two remodelings, by the way. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I know.
I mean, did you see this? The drawings that were sent?
I
from
did.
New Canaan?
I did.
Unmarked, totally unmarked.
I know.
Ugh.
I know. Well, they'll have some explaining to do.
That's for sure.
So Mary, I'm just a little quick before the meeting starts. The request for continuing education program, I'm just going to turn it over to you, right? I thought it was a live event where they were coming in to explain their WebEx, but it's really, you looked it over, right?
Well, wait, these two on this agenda, this is from last time.
The Invistix, that one?
Oh, that one. No. Yes, that I already reviewed.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but
Because that's the only thing that's on the agenda.
yeah, the two above it though, the renewal report on the continuing.
Yeah, no, that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And there's more to come in the next month.
Oh, great.
All right, I'm gonna mute right now. 'Cause
Okay,
I have the sports still on until 9:59.
don't want to interrupt.
You know, Mary, I got to keep it new and exciting.
Yeah, there's always excitement here.
Definitely.
Gina, how we looking for commissioners? I see Mary, I see Rick, I saw Brian's name. You have to unmute.
Sorry about that. Deb is on.
Kristen?
Rick is- do not see Kristen.
Okay, we have time. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. All right. We'll give.
Sometime today or right now? What's time hard?
Seeing it's 10 a.m., I think I will start the meeting. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the most popular Zoom channel on the internet, the Connecticut Commission of Pharmacy meeting. So just some ground rules before we start. Please have your mics muted until it's your turn to appear before the board. And for all the first-time managers and anybody else that is going to appear before the board, we need to see you and hear you. So just your name up on the video or a meme, I think that's how you say it. A meme up there isn't going to cut it. We have to see you. So let's get the meeting started with the attendance, starting to my left with Commissioner Caffarelli.
Good morning, Chairman. Good to see everyone. Brian Caffarelli, Commissioner.
Is Kristen here? Gina, do you see her?
No, she's not.
Okay, then to Commissioner Guante then.
Mary Ann Guanti, Commissioner of Pharmacy.
Angelo DeFazio, Commissioner.
Richard Carberry, Commissioner.
Debbie Chisholm, Commissioner.
Gina Samples, Board Administrator.
Welcome, everybody, and good morning. Let's get right to it. This is another eye test, the familiar eye test for Commissioner Carberry and Commissioner Chisholm as we look at new applications. Let's start with new pharmacy application. Genoa Healthcare LLC. Is Marta Latchik here? Did I say that correctly, Marta? I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's Lakshik, and yes, I'm here.
Latchik. Okay, good. Could you please raise your right hand, Marta? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
For the record, could you please state your name and spell your last name?
Marta Lakshik, Lachchik.
Is there any physician ownership in this pharmacy?
What was that again?
Physician ownership.
No,
Is there a computer, a point of sale, or other device that contains sensitive patient information that's going to sit outside of the prescription department?
no.
Very good. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm going to have to defer somewhat to Debbie because, as you can imagine, looking at a phone screen now, I can't see hardly anything here. So Deb, you're going to have to help walk through this. Like, it's so small.
Yeah, and it's really kind of small. Can you zoom it out, or can you maybe let us know which part is the pharmacy that we're looking at? I'm assuming it's the part on the left that's kind of separated out and blown up for us. I just want to make sure I'm accurate.
Yes, it's that bottom left
It looks
corner.
like it.
So can you zoom into that part, please, Gina? It's a little hard to see.
Actually, on your screen, it's a little bit different. So it's on the left side.
Yeah, I see it. Yep, on the top left, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you still zoom it in just a little bit? Since we don't
Go
need
more.
that right.
Can you see it?
Okay.
A little
Alright.
better, yeah.
All right, so can you walk us through the pharmacy? And this is just a remodel, a relocation, correct?
New
No,
pharmacy.
new pharmacy.
New pharmacy,
Yeah,
This
it's adding another pharmacy to
adding
another
another
location.
pharmacy. Okay, all right. So can you walk us through what we're looking at here?
So what we have is just a pharmacy that will have all the necessity things with a window and an exit door. The exit door is on that, I'm just trying to see okay, on the bottom left is where the in and out is going to be, the door. And then all the way on the right side is going to be, is that the register? They did make this very small.
I'm trying to zoom,
Yeah.
trying to blow it up on another screen as well.
Yep, all the way on the left where I think it says check-in, that's gonna be the window with the register. Sorry, Debbie, I've never actually done one of these meetings.
Okay, so are you familiar with the layout?
I am. It's pretty much a typical Genoa layout with just a square. It has the workstations in the middle, has a safe underneath one of the workbenches. It's actually kind of like the workbench furthest away from the window. All the drugs are on that left-hand side. I mean, on the right-hand side. Looks like it has, I think, 3 workstations. 4 workstations available. Has the sink all the way on the left.
Okay, I'm going to switch to another screen because it's still a little bit difficult to see. I just want to make sure I'm looking at everything here in the right way.
Sure.
All right, so mine is a little, it's a little turned upside down. Let me just rotate it a little bit so I can get it in the same way as yours. I apologize. Normally I'm home and I run 3 screens and this is a lot easier, but I'm actually remote today. Okay, so kind of point out to me I'm assuming Jenna was usually in a suite, so this is a suite, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
So on the 2nd floor
okay,
of a building.
so what's next to you? So when we look at the entrance, what is there at the bottom? That looks like at the bottom of the screen. Is that like a hallway?
It's like their waiting room / hallway. So
Okay.
right now, before everything is even started, it's a big open space. They had a very big waiting room. And we're basically just taking a little area out of that.
Okay, so where would the patients going? Because it looks like that opening is for staff. Where would the patients actually come to the pharmacy?
Where it says check-in on the right side.
Got
on
it.
the bottom.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Got it. So the patients will be out there.
Correct.
So now we're walking into that doorway. We see supply on the left. It looks like a sink is right on top of
Yep.
that. Is that correct? Okay. All right. So
Yep.
walk me through then the sink, your safe, which I think I see, and where your refrigerator is. Let me know what exit doors are there and what's on that back side of your suite.
On the back side, you meaning all the way on the right?
Yeah, just as you work your way up. So we're
Okay.
going through, so supply, the sink, and just keep kind of walking me through.
Actually, you know what? I was a little bit mistaken. It's not where the check-in is. The window is actually, as you're walking through, you have the supply, the sink, the fridge, and then that's your check-in area that you probably thought is maybe another door. It says in tiny print, POS.
So what are the double doors in the bottom left?
Yeah,
That's our entryway.
got it.
Right.
So then you're going by this where supply is nice and big. So that's meaning that's where we can check in our daily orders. Then there's the sink, the fridge, and then it's the POS going up that way.
Is the POS, is that kind of in that, it looks like, I guess right next to where it says floor, if you just walk your hand to the right?
Yes.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to read.
Yes, it is hard to read. And then, so right there, you go to that, I would say almost like back wall. It's kind of where all our medications would be. And then you're walking over towards the right on the way I'm holding. I'm kind of holding it the same way as it's on the screen. It's going to be, a work area, a med fridge right there with the safe right across from that, kind of on a little bit of a diagonal. We'd have some little lockers there to kind of lock up our own personal stuff with, bags or whatever, pocketbooks, so they're not out. Then that back wall is all medications. And then kind of turning the corner, you have another 2 workstations for the daily activities. And then you're back by the supply, and then you can come out.
Okay, so there are a few boxes, so look like 8 boxes in the middle, below the safe.
You either go in
Yeah.
that lot.
Can you tell me what that is?
So they're just, there's drawers, there's vial cabinets. That's basically like a workstation, an
Okay.
island workstation.
Yeah,
So
that's
where
not
the
us. So
safe is
we're-
and where
we're
those
the
8 boxes are,
stairwell.
those are 2
What the stairwell right
workstations.
there.
Please mute your
And-
computers if you're not speaking. Please mute your computers.
We're up so high. Stairs.
Right, there's,
Someone is on mute. So Gina, you can actually go in and if you go to each person, you can see if they're muted and you can probably mute them.
No. I remember when we first moved here, everyone was like, what?
All right, let's figure out who's not muted. I'm sorry. Just give us a second.
Yep.
So it looks like Yu Jung may not be muted. So Yu Jung, if you're not, can you please try to mute?
Yeah.
Because it looks like you're not muted.
I mean,
If you don't mute, I'll take you off the agenda. Done.
I
Please.
muted him.
they only have
And then it looks like
access-
Jay Patel is also not muted.
And the upper floor is even worse, right?
Yeah, I can't,
And because
he's
Patel
like,
wasn't-
Please mute your computer.
Correct. Right. Right.
see, he's not showing at anything.
Yeah, I'm looking at him and he doesn't have a mute on.
Right, so then you're here, right?
Can I put him on hold?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So we still hear the background noise, so it probably wasn't them. Can you maybe try Yu Jung? That's
No, he-
another person I see that's not
I
muted.
already mute.
Yeah,
Okay.
I muted him. He was muted.
Okay.
See about the attendees.
Boy, I
All right,
can't
I'm
wait for live.
The virtual world, I'm sorry. Okay, you can continue.
so,
So I guess I'm just want to make sure that those lines, that's not stairs, right? That's just
No.
cabinets.
the,
Okay.
the stairs, if you want to see the stairs to the second floor, from my understanding, and I can't say I'm really good about reading different plans, is if you go to the right of that whole floor plan, so move all the way over, see how it says like little lines going up and down?
That's what I wanted to be sure
Those-
yeah. Okay.
Those are the stairs.
Okay.
And then there is, I think if I remember correctly from when I was there, and it's been a while, it has glass. So when the people are going in and out of that section, it's not like they're gonna fall off the stairs.
Got it. Okay. So there's no other way to get in or out of this suite besides that one entryway, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And your walls go all the way up, it looks like by that dark
Yes.
block that those, okay.
Yep.
All right.
But just to look at that entrance again, where the patients walk in, that
So it's
door
right
there,
next to that supply.
but that door is for the pharmacy, right? That's not for patients to walk in.
No, the
Yeah.
patients actually is, if you go up, see where the supply is, and you kind of just trail up.
There's
That's
a window.
POS.
There's a window.
Yeah.
Yes.
So patients do not enter the double doors where it says check-in? They don't walk in there?
No, no. Check-in is actually not part of ours, as I relook at it. It actually starts where it says supply and then goes all the way over. Check-in, I think, is what they
Yeah, so
put
that-
in for check into the facility.
Yeah, that should not be there. It's kind of misleading. Yeah, because the patients are just going to go up to the window.
Yeah.
Correct,
That's
correct.
their only access to the,
Only access.
yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, that check-in doesn't apply to the
Probably just
pharmacy.
should say check-in for facility or something, so it's a little more clear.
Just based on the drawings on the wall, it looks like that would be outside of what they are
It
trying
is.
to license.
Yep. Yes. So what we're trying to license it, it's like where the supply is. There's that door right next to it on the right. Then it
Mhm.
has the walls going across where it has, heading up towards, on that wall has the 8 little blocks of workspace. Then it goes up all the way. That's where our medications will be. Then it heads to the left. And then down on the right, on the left side, that's where the patients would be, and back to the supply. I kind of went counterclockwise.
Okay, so just make sure that door is locked, only access for the pharmacy staff.
Correct.
Okay. And does it have a key lock, or does it have a combination lock?
We do key locks.
Okay, perfect. Only pharmacist has the keys, you know. The drill,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't have any more questions, Rick, or any other commissioner. Anyone?
No, it was just that entrance was a little unclear, but that's perfect. There's no issue there.
Marta, just one question for me.
Sure.
How many hours a week is the pharmacy going to be open?
5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
8 hours a day, so 40 hours a week?
Correct.
Just wanted to be sure it was over 35. Thanks.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay, looks good. Let's move
Right.
on to pharmacy relocation. Sticking with the Northern Italian city of Genoa. Genoa Healthcare LLC. It looks like it's moving to the same location, unless that's a misprint.
Yeah.
7 Main Street, Suite A2 to 287 Main Street, Suite A2. Is Jamie Romanowski here?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Could you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
For the record, could you state your name and spell your last name?
Sure. My name is Jamie Romanowski. Last name is R-O-M as in Mary, A-N as in Nancy, O-W-S-K-I.
And the physician ownership question was already answered in the previous, but is there going to be any computer or point of sale or pharmacy device that contains patient information that's going to sit outside of the prescription department?
No.
Very good. Commissioner Carberry, Commissioner Chisholm.
Hi, Jamie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. So kind of explain, where are you going? Because it looks like you're going in the same exact place.
Yes, well, it's the same address. So we are currently on the left side of the first floor in a very small space. It's like probably under 300 square feet. And then we're moving to the right side of the first floor, where we'll have essentially that whole suite to the left. So it's kind of like an arbitrary address because there are no suite numbers on the first floor. We have like reception, bathrooms, an elevator, and then there's a couple of therapist clinical offices, but none of them are like numbered. So we just say suite for our Genoa pharmacy.
So
Jamie,
you're
any chance you can put the design up, the drawing up? Continue, Commissioner Chisholm. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, I had to switch to my other screen, so I can't see that. So are you vacating the space you're in now and going to a new space, or expanding the space you're in now?
No, so this space, we're going to transfer everything that's here and we're going to put it in the new space, and there's going to be additional workspaces and just more space altogether. So this space is not going to be utilized as a pharmacy.
Okay, so it's a true relocation. Okay. All right, so you kind of heard what we did with the last pharmacy. So kind of walk me through the plans, let me know what we're looking at. Identify how everyone is going to get in, exits, entrances.
Yes.
Safe,
So,
refrigerator, etc.
Perfect. So let me just make this bigger. All right. So on your screen at the bottom left, that is going to be the exterior door that is to the clinic. So that's the initial door to the license space. So when you walk in, this is like the waiting area, the 2 chairs to the left, and then to the right is the window, the pickup window. And so that's kind of how we have the initial room set up. As you walk back into the consult area, this would be used in addition to consult to like administer vaccines and that sort of thing. So this door here that we would pass through from waiting to consult is a locked door, but would only be like shut to patients if there was something going on in that room. And then as you go to the right, this is where your like standard kind of like Dutch door would be. So that's the pharmacist only keyed entry to the actual pharmacy space where the drugs and everything are stored.
I'm sorry, is that from the consultation room?
Yeah, so you kind of like will have to walk through the consult room to get into the pharmacy itself, because there's no other point of entry into the that like locked pharmacy drug storage space.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird setup to have to walk through it, but
is that a
we needed
locked
the
Dutch door? So does it lock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's keyed, and there's only pharmacist keyed access to this to that. It says what is it? Entry sensor door, that thing right there where it's pointing to. So it'll be a half door most of the time, and then closed and locked when needed, like when you close and arm the pharmacy.
Okay.
So when you walk in, the alarm coded box is going to be right in that small like wall space immediately to the left of the door. It's like that small little thing. As you go back, there's open storage where we'll keep like vials and caps and all that good stuff. On the back wall here, like next to the supply area, that's going to be cabinetry for additional storage. Walking through, we have the sink for compounding, and that's going to be like eye wash station as well. And that's next to a tech station. We've got counter space, upper storage, like shelving along that wall. And as you walk back from Tech 4 station, around the back, these are going to be the drug storage bays. So all of the drugs are going to go along that back wall. We have 2 fridges in the pharmacy. The large fridge is going to be in the back corner, so the lower right-hand side of your screen. And then we have another small fridge that's going to be up front as you walk past Tech 3 to the POS holdup. So that's going to be next to the POS is going to be the under counter fridge for like verified meds that are ready for pickup. So we also have the safe, which is if you go to Tech 4 station, it is like right kind of like behind Tech 4, RPH2. It's stored under there, under the counter, out of direct view from the pickup window. And then, yeah, I do have a floor plan with cameras too. I don't know if you guys need to know where the cameras are going to be, but
yes, I can see
kind of the layout.
360 motion on there. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
I do have 2 quick questions. So the first one, again, I just want to clarify those boxes with the lines are not stairs. They're cabinetry.
Boxes with the lines. Oh, like behind the supply wall.
Yeah,
area?
everywhere. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
when you see stairs, they're kind of the lines are there. I just want to make sure that we note that
Yes,
this is not stairs.
those are not stairs. So I think that's like an external wall to this building. So we're in like the back corner of the building. So these would be exterior walls, and it's like concrete. There used to be some windows there, but all the windows are sealed up and it's been covered. And so unfortunately we have no windows, but that's okay. So all that you're looking at, that's the concrete exterior wall. And then the only stairs are outside of the pharmacy area that you can see kind of in the front lower end of the drawing.
And then you said you had 2 fridges.
Yes.
And there are both drug fridges, or is one
yes.
like a food fridge?
Yes.
Okay.
No. So both drug fridges.
Okay. And so I didn't see a break room. I'm assuming that you guys exit and go somewhere else to have lunch, or are you having lunch within this pharmacy area?
No, we'll exit. There's like employee break rooms within the clinic on some of the other floors.
And bathrooms as well. I didn't see a bathroom.
Yeah. Nope. So there is a bathroom on the first floor, but it's not within the pharmacy area. So we'll have to exit to go to the bathroom.
Okay. It's the same thing on the other one too. I think we missed. So the pharmacist will work alone and then go to the bathroom. How far is it from the pharmacy?
So on the other side of the waiting area, on the other side of that wall, it's kind of like there's like a maintenance area, storage area, and then on the other side of that wall. So it's probably like 50 feet maybe away from the waiting area of the pharmacy. Probably not even. Hey. I didn't tote it. Can you tote it, please?
Thank you, Jamie.
Sorry.
Any other questions?
Yeah, any questions? I'm
Sure.
fine.
No, it looks okay. I mean, so this is all within 1 footprint. So we're going from this small space to a bigger space.
Mhm.
The drugs are located differently from where they're going to be located, I assume, right? So there's a movement of drugs.
Yes, we're gonna move our drug inventory from the small space. We'll be closed for like a half a day to move all of the drugs from here and like the PHI and all of that into the new space once it's approved and all that.
So unfortunately, even though it's in the same suite, so to speak, it's still going to require an inventory of all controlled substances before the move and after the move. Sounds kind of ridiculous, but you
No, it's okay.
are relocating, done by a pharmacist and signed off.
Was that all drug inventory or
All controlled
just
drug
controls? All controls.
substances.
Okay.
Yeah. All controls. Yeah.
Jamie, I have a curious question. Any reason for the half door in the consult room as opposed to a full door?
So we just wanted to have like more access to patients and kind of what was going on as opposed to just having like the one pickup window. We just as like an extra view, kind of hear what's going on. Our patients could just walk up and ask for a consult over there as opposed to waiting in the pickup window. It's just kind of like an additional space for them to come up and for us to communicate and consult and stuff with them.
Yeah, just curious.
Kind of unusual. I'm not too comfortable with that, really. I mean, it's a consult room.
Right.
So why should patients sit in that room and observe what's going on in the farm?
Oh no, yeah, we'd close both the full door on that side and the full door that connects to the waiting room. So it would be like secure and closed off to external people.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to see. Go ahead, Deb.
No, I was going to say, I was kind of thinking along that lines too. And then I looked at it and, if I'm remembering this correctly, that first door that's in the waiting area is the closed door, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they have that door closed, technically, and then they keep it closed, which I would recommend, you're really not going to have someone in the consult room unless they're getting a consultation or an immunization. So one, that door separates the public from the pharmacy. So that's kind of what made me feel a little bit more comfortable, but I kind of was leaning along the lines where you are.
Yeah, as long as that door, the public, the patient can't just walk into that room.
Right.
I mean, is that door unlocked? If it's unlocked, they walk in, then the other door's open, I got a problem.
Right.
So that consult room, I assume, is locked until someone escorts the patient in there. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or can they just walk in there?
No, so that's going to be a keyed, that door is keyed. So yeah, I mean, we could leave it so that it's locked. That's no problem. Until somebody requests to go in there. Yeah, that's fine.
I would recommend that because I think just line of sight, the last thing you want is someone to walk in, you don't necessarily have line of sight and then, they're up for that half door.
Okay.
Yeah, then they have access to the pharmacy, right? So that console door should be locked when not in use.
Okay.
And then I don't care about the half door as long as the console door is locked when it's not in
Right.
use.
Okay, all right, looks good.
Yep.
Jamie, just one more question. I apologize.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
About a half a day to move from small suite A2 to large suite A2. Is that going to be off hours when you're closed?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it either on a weekend probably or
Or
after, probably after.
If you do it during normal
depending.
hours, you're going to have to notify the commission. let them
Right.
be closed, and you have to give all the patients ample time of where they can get their scripts during
Right.
that closed time. You know, so
Mhm.
my recommendation is after hours or
Okay.
on the weekend. Sorry, you have to work on a weekend, kid.
No. That's, yeah, no, we're planning for that.
Okay, sounds good. Just want to be clear. Any other questions for Jamie?
No.
Very good. I'm going to go through the remodels also, and then we'll take a motion on all of them afterwards. So let's go straight to the remodels. Another eye test with New Canaan Pharmacy. Is there a representative from New Canaan Pharmacy here? Is there a representative from New Canaan Pharmacy here? New Canaan Pharmacy going once. Anyone here from New Canaan Pharmacy? Is that you? I can't see the hand. Could you speak up?
Right.
who-
Hi, this is Divya.
Okay, are you the pharmacy manager?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to be representing New Canaan Pharmacy on the remodel?
Sure.
Okay. Could you, just for the record, I don't have to swear you in on a remodel, but just for the record, could you state your name and spell your last name, please?
Sure. My name is Divya Patel and last name is spelled Patel.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Chisholm, Commissioner Carberry.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
This
how
one
are
was-
you?
This one's
thought
a little
this-
unusual. There's an awful lot of questions on this. I
I thought we had an updated.
actually
version, no?
requested a second drawing. I do have the updated version on the, but
Can you
the
see
updated
the
version,
can you see the updated version on the screen?
No.
right, I see the update. You
I
don't
see.
have,
Is that the updated version?
Yeah,
well, the issue is,
Doesn't tell you anything. Oh, we can't hear you, Rick. You're breaking up. So I didn't hear anything you just said, Rick. I don't know if anyone else was able to hear. You broke up.
you want to try it again, Rick? I think we all see the issue, Rick, but if you want to try one more time, it looks like your camera froze. Is this all of the plans, Gina?
Yes, except for the original that they submitted that was hand drawn.
thing on the updated version because submission.
It's
My
better
camera
now.
freeze still?
Better now.
Better? Okay.
Yes, better.
So the issue is the original plan does designate a lot of what's supposed to be in this pharmacy. These revised plans are just, there's nothing on here. There's no designation of anything safe, shelving, refrigerators. So this would be helpful if we had the information that's
On
in
the
this
original.
pharmacy, as well as, yeah, if you look at the original, which I have in my hand,
Right.
there's things that are incongruous, which it's on this plan. For example, in the proposed plan, they're showing a new door, which wasn't in the original plan. There's a door showing on the right of the proposed plan on the original plan. So where'd that door come from? And now it's not there, it's gone. So there's a lot of things that
Right.
I can't follow here.
That's
I
the
just put
original
up-
one.
Okay, I just put up the original.
Yeah,
So
and I
is-
guess on the other one, like, it looks like there's stairs that were there and they're not there anymore.
Yeah, they're gone, completely
Right.
gone. It
So
looks
can
like,
you explain that, Divya, to help us out?
Sure. So the picture that you see right now, right? That's how the pharmacy is going to be now. So the top left of the drawing that's the door that you enter the pharmacy from. It's the same door that we have right now. So the entry point doesn't change. So you walk into the pharmacy, and as soon as you walk in, there will be shelves for like over the counter or cosmetics. That's it. Now, right now we have stairs in the pharmacy. Once we remodel, we are planning to close those stairs. So that's why it's not in this new picture. The stairs will be closed. All we are doing is breaking the wall and going to the building that's next to us. So the area that you see, like the register label, that's the point where the door, where the wall will be broken off and we switch the area.
Okay, Divya, can I ask you, when do you plan to open?
As soon as everything is approved. We don't have like a set date. It's just that if it's fine with the board and everything, we can start working on the remodeling and the construction.
Yeah, I think you want to, because you saw the plans that the other pharmacy submitted. So it needs to be more like that, because we need to be able to see what the pharmacy is going to look like so that we can know what we're approving, so that when the inspector goes in, they have a good idea of what it should look like. Does it actually look like what you submitted? And this doesn't really give us enough. So if you can go back and revise the plans, that would be my suggestion. Commissioner Carberry, you let me know what you think. It would be my suggestion to revise these plans. It definitely needs to, it looks like the new one you submitted gives us a good outline, but then there's nothing in the middle. So it just looks like an open space. So it should look a little more like what the previous pharmacies have submitted. Commissioner Carberry, I don't know if you're frozen.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, looking at this drawing, the hand drawing, which is supposed to be the new pharmacy that we designed, it also shows, if you look on it, a door above the RX registers. Do you see that door on the right? What is that? I mean, it's not on the new plan, but it's showing that this is what it's going to be. I have a door there, so I agree. It's really got to take the revised block plan and implement all of these various things, whether it be registers, safes, refrigerators. Those all have to appear on that new plan, which is the one on the right. The one on the left's got the stairs. That one on the right needs to be filled in completely, because it's also showing a new exit out of that pharmacy. If you look at the top where the entrance is, look at the bottom, there's a new door there. That's not on the handwritten plan, which was supposed to be the final plan. So that's my confusion. There was no door next to the RX refrigerator on the handwritten plan. There's no door. Now on this new plan, there is a door exiting out of the pharmacy, as well as the back exit door. So we need to see what is really going on here to get it.
Because the new plan, we are planning to close the windows because the a retail space that's next door to us that we are planning to move into has entry doors that we would have to seal, since we don't plan on keeping those entry doors anymore. So that's why on the new plan, if you see, we are just planning on closing those entry doors.
Well, that's my point. So which is the new plan? Which is the new plan? The first one submitted or the second?
Second one. So not this one, but the other one, the hand drawing one.
Okay, so again, the drawings that you just sent show a doorway there down the bottom.
Right.
And you're saying that's not going to be there.
No. So the only entry door would be all the way on the left top, the top area. That's the only entry point.
Okay, so here's my point. These new drawings that you sent are inaccurate because you've got a door showing there that's not going to be there. So you need to redo these plans to show exactly what's going to be there. And I would suggest that you get someone to redraw these plans you just sent because the handwritten plans are totally, not right. So
No
you got
problem.
a mixture of what's going on here. We need to see the actual final plans that you have to remodel this store.
Sure.
Okay. Any other questions, commissioners? So Divya, basically you need to morph both plans into the neater design.
Right.
And it would be very
Perfect.
helpful, since this is a remodel, to have one
Mhm.
plan of exactly what you have now, and then another
Perfect.
plan of what the remodel is, so you can point out the differences. Because it doesn't
Sure.
sound as though it's a major remodel, but it's impossible to see that because we don't have an accurate before or an accurate after
Right.
picture. Okay? So if you
Sure.
can come up with two plans, one of exactly what you have now and one of what the remodel is going to look like. And with those nice, neat lines that were, I don't know if it was done by a draftsman or whatever, versus the one that was done by hand, that would go a long ways. Because remember, the inspectors that are going to come in are going to depend on that design. And if it's not accurately
Right.
approved, you're going to get denied. Okay?
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
So we'll table New Canaan Pharmacy for new designs later. Okay, very good. All right. Any other questions for Divya?
No.
Thank you, Div.
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Petricones, Torrington Pharmacy, 110 East Main Street. I think I saw Joe in the house.
Chairman, I just let you know that Commissioner Linder is on. She sent me a text that she's not on the panelist side. So I think, again, we're just having some technology challenges today.
I did promote her to the panelist side.
Hi,
right.
yes, I'm here now. Thank you
Hey, Kristen, welcome.
that.
How are
Good
you?
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Listen, we know you're not at work. We know you put the white jacket on just so it looks like
It's
you're-
just for show, right?
I know it's for show. Good job. Welcome aboard, honey. All right, so let's go to Petricones Torrington Pharmacy. Is there a representative from Petricones in the house?
Yes, sir, right here.
Good morning, Giuseppe. How are you, Joe?
Good morning. How you doing, Angela?
Good, thank you. For the record, could you please state your name and spell your last name?
Sure. My name is Joseph Petricone Jr., Petricone.
Commissioner Chisholm, Commissioner Carberry.
Hi, Joe. Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
I guess here also, we need some orientation.
Sure, yeah.
We got two drawings. It's like almost like a crossword puzzle. So help us out a little bit here.
Absolutely. So the image that you're looking at right now is my current pharmacy. Nothing is changing in my current pharmacy at all, except for an opening where you see the two red lines marked there. There's going to be an opening through a brick wall from one space to the new space that I purchased next door. The countertop and wall shelving will be removed so we can access the wall to make that entrance. But that's the only thing that's happening into my existing pharmacy. And basically, we're going into this new space just to gain a little more room to work on multi-dose packaging in new space. So if you want to go to the next image, and you can see where I also marked those two red hash marks. That's where the entrance is going from one side to the other. It's a brick wall, a common brick wall. So that's where the entrance is going to be made. It's not made yet, obviously, but that's where the entrance is going to be from my existing pharmacy into the new space. And this new space is very, very complicated. There's a lot of angles, as you can see. It was an old lawyer's office. So the space, when you go from the existing pharmacy to the new pharmacy, you see there's a break area. It's an open room. And then you can see there's that RX filling area. It's just going to be basically like a U of counters. To where they're going to be bringing in the totes of medication. No medication is going to be kept in here, but they will be bringing it in to have workspace so they can fill this packaging. And so there's a doorway, as you walk in the break room to the right, and then as you go around the corner, there's another entranceway there that is also another door. Everything highlighted is employee. Everything highlighted in yellow is employee. As you walk through into the DME office, there will be 2 desks in there for my DME representatives. And then there's gonna be 2 swinging doors there marked, for employees only, that marks the space between where the public comes into the 2 DME showroom and that little customer service area where they can sit down and do paperwork and what have you there. But everything else is, accessed by the employees.
In the break area up at the top, that's at the door outside.
That's the
going
door outside. Currently has a padlock on there. And essentially, we don't own any property beyond, like a foot beyond that. So there's no reason to go in and out of that area. So that'll be locked.
So basically, so I guess one question is,
sure,
you're gonna license this whole thing as a continuation of the existing license, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have some clarifying questions. So what we're looking at now is just your new area, right? Everything on the left is your old area.
That's correct.
Okay, so you would go in from the existing pharmacy into the break room area?
Yes.
And then it looks like, I don't know if these plans necessarily are accurate. Is that a bathroom kind of in the corner? So if you go down into the,
it's very,
how do you get in?
There, I know she didn't mark the door, but there is a door right, like as you go down that hallway, just it's access actually both ways. And she didn't mark the doors on there, but when you go into the DME office in that corner, there is a door that accesses that bathroom.
Okay, so there are so there are going to be 4 bathrooms, because if I am looking at it properly, the old one,
if you look at the previous,
looks like it had 2 bathrooms as well.
Well, yeah, there's a wall in between, so that's on the other side. But yeah, there's a bathroom next to the safes in the previous plan. And then as you walk through the opening area, there's 2 more bathrooms in the new area. One in that little corner area near the DME office, and another one kind of behind the customer service area that's accessed by a storage area.
Pardon me a sec. Sorry about that. There are people outside of the office I'm in making a lot of noise. Okay, so I'm assuming these bathrooms are not for the public, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so the DME showroom, if I look at the bottom right, looks like that's where patients would go into that showroom.
Yes.
Okay, so all of the doors, the other doors, so that DME office going into, I guess, what's in that long part of the break area, that's a locked door, correct?
Whereabouts are you indicating?
So if I start with the bottom right and I'm in the DME showroom, and I'm gonna go all the way up, it looks like through some swing doors.
Correct.
Through the DME office, and it looks like how I would get into the break room, that door would be locked.
Yeah, there's a sliding door with a lock there.
Okay. And the customer service area, looks like there's a way to get in there as well. Is that door also going to be locked?
Well, there's no access. Right before the swinging doors, there's a door right there. But after that, it's just basically a circle of storage rooms that just goes around. So there's no access like through the DME office that way. So if they go into that customer service area, there's no access to the DME office or any other area back there.
So they couldn't go through the bathroom? No. Because I can't see how you get in and out of the bathroom. They couldn't go through the bathroom and go in.
The bathroom is difficult, but right where you see the word DME for DME office, just north of the M is a door there within their office to access the bathroom, not on the other side.
Okay, so if I happen to wander into that customer service area, pretty much I'm trapped into this maze in this area here.
Exactly, you're in a circle. Exactly.
Okay. And this entire thing now is going to be the pharmacy, this and your old space.
Correct.
You're like almost more than doubling in size a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm moving my DME showroom from my existing space over, on the other side over here, and then I'm just going to expand retail products in that space over there.
Okay. I am satisfied. Rick, I don't know if you had any questions.
Yeah, no, that's helpful because it did look like a maze for a while.
Yeah, the space is crazy.
I mean, you do what you got to do to try to maximize your space. And obviously gives you more space over on the other side of the pharmacy. So.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I did have a question. In the break room, there's a door on the top there. Where does that go to?
Yeah,
it's a back exit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a back exit that's going to be locked because we don't own any property basically beyond that space back there. So that door is just going to be kept locked.
Okay. All right.
Just a quick question, Joe.
Sure.
Where it says break room, break area beneath it, RX filling area, is that a new RX filling area?
Yeah, that's going to be just a space of there's going to be counters going all around the wall like a big U, and that's where they're going to be filling the multi-dose cards.
Okay. And then in order to get those will probably be, majority of those are probably delivered, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that's why it's there and it's not, okay.
Right.
I just wondered how those are going to get dispensed. You got to carry them through a break room to get there.
Yeah, they got a locker.
So more accurately, that is a delivery packaging filling station.
Correct. Yep. Deliveries and facilities and stuff.
I just wanted to be clear that the techs aren't going to carry prescriptions to the cash register through the break room all the way around to get to it. Okay.
No.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Petricone?
No, we're good, I think.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Great, thank you.
Let's go back and let's approve it through motion. For a new pharmacy application, Genoa Healthcare Pharmacy in Griswold, Connecticut. What is your pleasure?
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second? Hearing a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Pharmacy relocation, Genoa Healthcare, from small suite A2 in East Hartford to large suite A2 in East Hartford. What is your pleasure?
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. Pharmacy remodel. In terms of New Canaan Pharmacy, they will come in at next meeting with the new designs as the commissioners recommended. So let's skip right to Petricone's Torrington Pharmacy. What is your pleasure?
Motion to approve as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? So moved. Very good. Thank you, everyone. Let's move on. First-time managers. Okay, like I said in my opening remarks, first-time managers, please have your, you can unmute now, and we'll have to be able to see everyone on Zoom. And I will call your name and please say here, present. And I apologize ahead of time because my linguistic skills aren't that good. Here we go. Danielle Barcia, CVS Pharmacy in Milford.
Hi.
Very good. You're here? Good.
I'm here.
Yu Zhang Medley.
Hi, I'm here.
Very good. Oh boy. Yoon Won Kim, Rite Aid Pharmacy, Richfield. Yoon Won Kim, Rite Aid Pharmacy, Richfield. Gina, do you see the name?
I don't see her on the list.
Okay. So for now, I'm going to scratch that one off. William Omdahl.
Here.
Pharmacy. William, you're here?
Yep.
Did I hear? I didn't hear that.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, very good. Thank you, William.
Mhm.
Jay Patel, Walmart, Newington. Jay Patel.
I just allowed him to talk. He should be all set.
Okay, Jay Patel, Walmart Pharmacy, Newington. Gina, do you see him?
He is here.
Okay.
I'll move him over.
Okay, thank you. I only see the letter J. I don't see a picture either.
Yeah, same thing with Brittany as well. I don't know if I don't.
I
feel
didn't
like
get,
I don't see her. No, Danielle, sorry, Danielle. I don't see Danielle. Oh, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Danielle.
Jay Patel?
Sorry, I am trying to think.
Jay should be all set.
Jay, could you please respond to present and turn your camera on?
He's waving, but for some reason we can't get any sound.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
fine.
see
As
him.
long as we can see him and he's waving. Hey, come back, please. All right, Jake Salmal, CVS Vernon. Very good. Thank you. And Ariel Zarov, Pharmacy of Blueback Square in West Hartford.
Yes, right here.
Very good. Very good. All right, you're probably wondering why we call you all here. And we're one of the few states that actually calls first-time managers before us. And we do it because I see someone else connecting to audio. Is that Yoon Wan Kim?
Do not see her.
Yeah, I just saw her. Yoon, is that you?
I see her.
Okay, good. So Yoon Kim is here.
Okay.
Okay, very good. So everyone's here. So we call you before the commission because you're taking on a position of responsibility, a position of leadership. There's a reason why we have a pharmacy manager's license in the state of Connecticut and designate a pharmacy manager, because it is a position of leadership and you're in charge of the whole prescription or the demised pharmacy. Whether you're in a large chain where the prescription department is your responsibility, or maybe in an independent or a grocery store where more of a footprint is your responsibility, but you are in charge as the pharmacist manager. So, and we found over the years that a good pharmacy manager with good culture and good decision-making always has positive outcomes. And, you know, today we didn't have any legal issues before us. And I always like to put the legal issues before the swearing in of the first managers, because it's important for first-time managers to see what's found in the field and how you can prevent those things from happening. Now, I can't possibly go over all your responsibilities as a pharmacy manager, but there is a phenomenal CE that was created by the University of Connecticut School of Pharmacy. If you'd like to write this down, it's under pharmacy.uconn.edu/CE. And the name of the CE is called Constant State of Readiness. And how ironic that they named it that. And this was named well before the COVID experience that we've all had as pharmacists. So, because that's what it is, as a pharmacy manager, you're always under a constant state of readiness to handle issues in the pharmacy and with your staff. So I just want to go over some of the key findings that we find that seem to rear their ugly head over and over. One is you must work 35 hours a week. During COVID, in certain circumstances, we allowed in writing during the emergency readiness that the governor had that you could work less than that, but the rule is 35 hours a week or more is the requirement for a pharmacy manager. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of is expiration of licenses. Just, you know, use a little calendar, use a Rolodex, use a tickler file. With today's technology on your phone, it's so easy to set up other staff pharmacists license expirations, pharmacy technician expirations, and just put those in there to remind yourself ahead of time and say, hey, you know, your license is expiring. Did you renew? And very important for you to stay on top of that. Because I always tell the little anecdote, the little story. Years back, there was a pharmacist that never renewed their license. And unfortunately, there was a misfill. And when the insurance companies found out that they technically weren't licensed because they license expired, they recouped millions of dollars of those prescriptions that were filled because technically they weren't a pharmacist in good standing. So just little tricks like that to stay on top of that. Speaking of that, we're seeing a lot of issues with CE. Now, I want to be very clear how Connecticut CE works. As we know, it's 15 credits per year, 5 live, and 1 must be law. We have a 2-year licensing program in Connecticut, but that does not mean you can do 30 CEs on December 31st of the second year. It's 15 each calendar year, and it's part of your licensure. So when you answer yes that you did that, we've had issues where people have answered yes and they did not do their CEs. And there's some confusion out there. So I want to be very clear. It's 15 credits per calendar year, 5 live, and 1 must be law, for a total of 30, 10, and 2 in the 2-year period. Tech ratios, as we know, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 with a certified. Right now, we're still allowing 4-to-1 while the governor still has emergency power. Whether or not 4-to-1 stays as a permanent number going forward, that's something that may come up in regulations and something that's being considered. Diversion and misfills. We never want to talk about this, but it's important that we understand. If there's a misfill, I can assure you, if you don't write up a quality assurance report and report it and write it up that minute that takes place, that down the road, if there's an issue and it comes back, it's going to be your word against somebody else's word. So make sure you write it up correctly. You put in whatever, put in certain criteria to help alleviate that from happening again. I'll give you an example. Back in the day, and early on in my pharmacies, I had a pharmacy technician that kept screwing up Xanax and Zantac. They were right next to each other. So the X and the Z. So I took the Zantac and put it in the beginning of the alphabet under A to force them to have to use their head. They couldn't make that mistake anymore because it was in another place in the alphabet. Simple things like that sometimes can alleviate a problem going forward. Diversion is something we don't want to talk about, but it happens. Be vigilant. Be vigilant on your Schedule II orders. Be vigilant on your scheduled drugs. Understand what street drugs are being used and are popular. They don't have to be. We all know about the Oxycontins and the opioids. Of course, we know that. But Phenergan with codeine has become very popular, out there. It's called cupping and purple. Obviously, the tramadols are still very popular out there. So be very familiar with what drugs are being diverted so that you can make a mental note to keep a special eye on those particular drugs. Simple things like the person that orders the Schedule II drugs is not the same person that checks it in, because that way there's another set of eyes on that. I know nowadays everyone uses CSAUS, but it's come up with a routine that gives you a comfort zone of how the drugs are ordered, how they come in, how they're checked in, and whatever perpetual inventories that you may use. Remember, when there is a loss, by law, you need to report it within 72 hours. That's very important. You need to report it within 72 hours. Now, some of you may have robotics. I had robots in my pharmacies, and it's important that you spot check those robots that count. Like we would tighten the flaps. We would make sure that, because sometimes they overcount, sometimes they undercount. We had one incident where a pharmacy blamed the robot for overcounting, and they were missing thousands of doses of a scheduled drug. Now, that doesn't go over well with the state inspectors when they come in, with the drug control agents when they come in. So keep an eye on that. If you're using a robot and you have scheduled drugs in your robot, make sure it's counting accurately and do yourself some spot checks. Let's see here. That's almost it for me, but I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Inguante now, who will talk about the Medwatch program. Commissioner Inguante.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, congratulations to all of you on your new leadership roles. And I just want to share with you one other tool for your toolbox, and that is the Fda Medwatch Program. Great source for real-time, ready information that you can sign up to get these emails pushed to you. Looks like most of you are, in fact, I think, most of you are all working for a large chain. So I'm sure they have their methodologies for keeping you current on different topics. But again, you know, you're a pharmacist, you're licensed, and you're committed to lifelong learning. So we just like to make sure you check out the FDA MedWatch page and sign up to get those push emails. And that'll, you know, again, be another easy way for you to stay current with information that matters to your practice. And that's it for me. I don't know if you have any questions.
Commissioners, any other questions for these young, eager managers?
Commissioner, I actually had a suggestion. So we talk about tools in a toolbox. A tool that I've used in the past that I started using again. NABP actually has a really nice app. So CPE Monitor is something that it's free for everyone if you want to use it for its basic functions. And most of us have smartphones and we love to use apps. There's an upgraded version. This can kind of help you track your CEs. If you choose for the upgraded version, and I don't remember how much it is, I don't know if it's like $20 or $30, it's not a significant amount. It will actually track it to the CE and specifically break it out for the state, whichever state you're licensed. I happen to be licensed in 4 states, and so it's hard sometimes to keep track of all of them. So it will break down whether or not you've done all your live CE, whether you've done your law CE, immunization, whatever it is needed for that state. It kind of has a circle and it'll go, you know, it'll fill up once you get all of your CEs. So I highly recommend it. I know in the past I've used it. You have to renew it every year, but it is a nice tool to kind of keep track of, hey, how many CEs do I need and which ones am I lacking? And it actually tracks all of them for you because you have to put your NABP, you know, profile number when you do CEs. It'll track everything for you, easy to navigate, easy to print out if you ever get audited and need to show it. So a tool you guys may want to add to your toolbox.
Commissioner Chisholm, that's an outstanding recommendation. The technology is good. That's outstanding. Thank you. Commissioners, any other questions? I'm just going to leave you with a couple of things. Workplace environment is an issue. Well, we know it's an issue. And that's why a good leader can help alleviate some of that pressure. Just try to always remember, do no harm and use good judgment. And understand that company policy is not state policy. Your company may ask you to do something that may not be, that may cause workplace issues. It's up to you to pipe up about that. It's up to you to say to a supervisor, an owner, a regional manager, a manager, whoever it may be, that, hey, listen, I may need help here. I don't like this process. I don't feel comfortable with this. It's really important. So please remember that going forward, the company policy may not be state policy and the commission will work on state policy. Any questions? Okay. Go conquer the world, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I can have a moment. So I actually attended the NABP annual conference.
Yes.
And workplace conditions was a huge topic. I actually would like to add it to the agenda. Didn't have enough time to really turn everything around, but I would like to give a fairly comprehensive debrief on that meeting at our next meeting. So if you can add that to the agenda, Gina, that would be great. There were a lot of interesting topics. So, I mean, I don't have to let you know that this was a hot topic, hot and contentious topic. So one I think we should definitely bring to the board.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deb. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, we have pharmacist renewal 2022 report for continuing education. Gina, was Aisha and Beverly Dillon going to appear, or are we just going to do it without them appearing?
They were invited to appear. I did just look at the panelists there. Neither one are showing.
I'll just ask, is Aisha Mansour here? Is Beverly Dillon here? Okay, hearing that. Gina, you did a wonderful job of filtering it out. Would you like to just quickly go over what would need to happen for them if we allow them to make up the few credits that we're missing? Now, remember, everyone, these are, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gina, these were two that answered no to the question for the 2022 renewal, that they were in compliance with their CE requirements. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Would you like to just quickly go over first Aisha Mansour, what she would need to accomplish to become current?
Okay, in review of Aisha's, what she's completed, because we were, Commissioner Chair, you did ask that they had the 2018 and 19 to see if they were compliant. In review, Aisha at the time did not submit her 2018 and 2019. She was not compliant for those years. She did answer yes, that she did complete. She would meet her continuing education. So in review, in looking at the 4 years, in combination of what they would have needed. So in the 4-year time span, they would have needed 60 CEs to be in compliance. In last review, I ran a report for Aisha for 1/1/2018 to 5/23/2022. She completed 85.5 credits. Just taken to consideration that she still is working on for the 2024 renewal as well. To be compliant, she'll need to complete 5.5 live CEs, and she would be compliant for the 4 years that are in question, 2018 to 2021.
Retroactively, she was 5.5 live CE short retroactively.
Yes. Correct.
Even though she was 25 credits over the 60 credits that were needed.
Yes. Yes.
Commissioners, any thoughts?
Can't get off mute here. So I'm just trying to remember what I read. So she, in 2018 and 2019, it sounds like she did more credits than it was necessary, correct?
Correct. However, they weren't compliant credits. She was short on CE law and live.
Okay. And then for 2021 and 2020 and 2021.
She
Right.
was 3 CE live short and 1 CE law needed.
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure I understood that.
This is where your monitor would come in real handy, Deb.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is where it really would work out. And it'd be great if that monitor that you pay for kind of gives you little alarms and say, hey, time is running out.
You know what? I think it can. I think it does give you notifications.
So
I think I did think I spoke to one of the reps, and that's over at NABP, and she did say that they.
I'm going to give the link to that from now on to first-time managers.
Yeah, it does have notifications. I actually tested this when they were coming out with it, so I'm familiar. And then I let a year or two lapse, but I'll definitely be doing it going forward. It just makes it a lot easier.
So Gina, I just want to be clear, there's 5.5 live that are needed. However, of those, she does need some law. Is that correct?
No, she does not.
Oh, because she made up enough in the 4 years.
She made up enough in 2022 to cover her law for the 4 years.
Though that's still not compliant because we are in a calendar year.
We are. She's right. She needs to apply those 2022 that she's made up to her previous years renewals. And now going forth on 2024, she's going to need all her, her live and law requirements.
Right. So technically for this year, she's going to need 10.5 live
Correct.
15. Well, actually, she's going to end up with 20.5 in order to be compliant, right? Plus one law. Okay.
Plus one law.
If we decide to extend to her this option, and I feel like it's the right thing to do because she did a lot of CEs here. Not like she wasn't doing CE. Is this a person that's licensed in different states? Do you know?
She's licensed, yes. The other state showing is Illinois, where she
Right.
resides.
So perhaps their CE is a little different than ours, and she may have thought that doing that was good for both states. I'm willing to accept a motion that she's allowed to. I'll make a motion for Aisha Mansour to complete an extra 5.5 live CEs in the calendar year 2022, inclusive, also to include the normal 15 credits that she'll need, and give her until the end of the year to get that done. That's my motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions, so moved. How about for Beverly Dillon, Gina?
So with Ms. Dillon, at our last meeting, she was kind of on the fence as to whether she is not currently practicing, and she was on the fence as to whether she was going to maintain her Connecticut license. And running her CEs, so it was the same thing, 20,018 and 19. She did not provide me with any of the CEs, but I did go on to NABP and I pulled all her reports for verification. So she did answer yes to the renewal that she completed. She did not. She was missing some CEs. And so at this point in for the 2020, she let's see, apologize.
It's okay.
She was in 2018, she needed 2.5 Cs and she had met her live and law. In 2019, she had done 17. She needed 5 CEs, which she completed in 2018. So in all, in reviewing what she did for her renewals in 2020 and 2022, she did 60.75 in CEs. And that report was ran from 1/1/2018 to 5/19/23. Sorry, I apologize, I'm ahead of myself. For 5/23/22. And so for her to be compliant, she's met her live CEs and her law. She would only need 1.5 in law overall to be compliant.
And again, these are two people that did answer the attestation honestly and said no.
In the renewal of 2022, yes.
So I will make a motion for Beverly Dillon to do 1.5 hours of law CE added to the normal 15 for the year 2020. Also give her till the end of the year to do that. Make a motion for that. I'll hear a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstentions. Okay, so just for the commissioners to know, I think we all feel that there's been people that have answered yes, that no, they haven't been compliant with the CEs. And if that does come before us, remember, this was a glitch in the system where the person answered no honestly, but still was allowed a license. I think we fixed that. But if upon discovery or upon audit, we do find pharmacists that answered yes and were dishonest with their answer, knowing they did not do CEs, if it's 14.75 or 14.5, where they did 18 and they missed the law, I can be sympathetic to that to catch up. But what if it's 0? Or what if it's 2 credits? Or what if it's 0 for the past 2 years and they answered yes? It's going to put us in a position of what do we do with that? Is that, do agents, is it a case? Is there a letter of reprimands? Is there a fine? Is there a suspension of license? I'm not sure. What do we do with that? Because that is part of your licensure in the state of Connecticut. So I hope that doesn't come before us, but I got a funny feeling it may come before us soon. And if that's the case, we really have to think about the consequence on how to fix that going forward. And I think we did with a yes or no answer. But what happens when someone does answer yes, knowingly they didn't do their CPs? So something that we should really think about going, well, we don't have to do it now, but just putting it in the back of your minds, and God forbid that comes before us. All right, very good. Next, request for continuing education program approval. Commissioner Inguante, tell us about.
Thank you, Chairman. This is a program that all the documentation was submitted in advance appropriately and completely per our policy, our procedure. And it was from some drug control agents attended this program, and it was live. And it's really, as the title indicates, it was a focus on diversion of non-controlled drugs, how to detect it, how to implement corrective action plans, why people do it. And based on the submission, the syllabus, the bio for the presenter, I would recommend we approve this program.
Do I hear a second? I'll
Second.
second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. I looked through that WebEx, Mary, it's pretty cool.
I know, I thought the
Yeah,
same.
I may put a link to that. I may ask the first-time managers to take a peek at that one too, because it's pretty interesting how it ties back to the wholesaler. Very interesting. I thought it was
Yep.
pretty. All right, very good. Miscellaneous matters. Long-term care services request. Is a representative from Nutmeg Pharmacy here?
I'm here, Beth Ann LaRosa, and Greg McKenna is here as well.
Good morning.
Distinguished counsel.
Good morning, Mr. McKenna.
Good morning, Mr.
Beth Ann,
DeVos.
are you the pharmacist manager, Beth Ann?
I'm the office manager.
You're the office manager. Gina, do I have to swear in the office manager or Mr. McKenna? Or is this isn't a pharmacist manager issue only, is it?
No, this is just them asking for to add these services to their license.
Okay, well, it's an interesting request, Beth Ann and Greg, because as you know, we have one retail pharmacy license, and then there's taxonomies within that license. So what is the request here? I'm just curious on what's being asked.
Okay, so in fact, I was kind of stunned that we had to appear, to be frank with you, Commissioner. But, we're just complying as I thought maybe something changed that I was not aware of. We are a retail pharmacy. We have been taking care of assisted living, residential care, group homes, et cetera, for, quite a long time. We noticed in one of our licenses now, it said long-term care as one of the taxonomies. And I had just asked Beth Ann to send a letter saying, can we please update this for, our remaining stores? And that's when we got the request to appear. So I'm as, dumbfounded as you on this. We have been doing the same thing now for all the years that all the stores have been open. That's really where I am right now, because I would have thought and I can get a copy of one of our licenses off the board if you'd like, just to show that it says long-term care on it, but
I think you were asked to appear if there are going to be two separate and distinct companies.
Well, that could be the case, and that is not the case. We're operating as one location in both of them, in all of them, and we just have two sides of the coin in the same store operating on the same license, using the same numeric sequence, not with, we don't have bifurcated inventories, so, again, I was as stunned, but we were just, being compliant, that's all.
So you don't have separate inventories for LTC versus retail?
Correct, we do not.
Commissioners? I'm trying to figure out why. Gina, you said that there is a regulation on this?
There is in the drug, so I referred this to the drug control agent, and they had sent me back that this is in the law that states that they do, if they're adding services, right, that they would need to submit the commission approval.
All right.
So we're really not adding any services that we haven't already done previously. My worry was, was there something I missed a long time ago that, I wasn't aware of that we should have been complying with?
Well, Mr. McKenna, Greg, I know you're going up.
Thanks, Angela. It was very weird. I gotta be frank with you.
Well, I can understand why the drug control agent would ask. There's been a lot of diversion from LTC stock to retail stock. We know the difference in pricing. We know there's buying groups requirements, and when I was in it myself, and there were a few buying groups that allowed you to do it under one license, separate inventories, but then there's other buying groups that don't allow that you have to have different license numbers, keep completely separate inventories, keep walls between the two, that they can't be accessed even through a door. So I can understand why a drug control agent, when you're adding services like long-term care, would ask you to appear before the board if that was the case. I'm not sure if that's the case with what you're doing here, but I think, is that for me? Whatever anyone said, or is that?
Sounds like Young.
Okay.
You Young is unmuted again.
If you're not appearing before the board, please mute your mic. So it sounds, if what you're telling us is accurate, you're basically want your taxonomy changed under the same license number. You're going to keep separate inventories. And if the buying group or whatever long-term care contract you sign allows you to work within that scope, then it should be fine. Is that what you're asking, Greg?
And that's it. I mean, we are combo is, concerned, like the particular.
Like Jerry Med or?
Jerry Med, you got it. You've got it. That's exactly it. So we use a separate NPI to build those, those claims, but that doesn't change the numeric sequence. That doesn't change really, it is purely.
It's a combo shop contract.
That's exactly right. And so that's why we're here.
And Jerry Med allows the same DEA number with a different NPI number.
Correct. You got it.
And that's the same contract I have.
Yeah. So, and again, if it wasn't, I think where three of them have the long-term care.
Yes.
Three of our, certificates show retail long-term care in the taxonomy. Two of them didn't. So we're just, just trying to square them all up so that they're all the same.
Can I just?
Yes, please, Gina.
Okay, so when you applied for your first 3 licenses, you applied asking for the long-term care services. But in these 2 applications and review of your licenses, those services were not checked off. So that is one of the reasons they need to be asked for.
Okay.
Just as if you were doing non-sterile and sterile compounding services.
Yeah, and so you look at administratively, we didn't see that and just jammed up on it. And so I guess we're looking just to address that, I guess.
I know Commissioner Carberry has a lot of experience in LTC. Any questions for Greg or Beth Ann? Commissioner Carberry?
Thank you, Chairman. No, I agree with you. I mean, I think it's just the same situation that we had, obviously.
Yeah.
Except that, we at one point became a closed shop and had two separate entities.
Totally
This
different.
isn't-
Then I totally get
Totally,
that. Yeah.
totally different, totally different. I think this is just a clerical thing and,
Yep.
they didn't check the box, but it's nothing like having a closed shop,
And
So-
I apologize for that up front, believe me. It purely an oversight.
Any other questions for Mr. McKenna or Ms. La Rosa? Okay, hearing none, I will accept the motion to approve a long-term care service request for Nutmeg Pharmacy. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second? I will second it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? So moved. Thank you, guys. Go back.
Thank you very much, commissioners. Have a wonderful day.
Take care
Good
now.
summer.
Chairman.
Request for non-resident pharmacy approvals. Back to Commissioner Inguante.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, after last month's extensive list.
I know, yeah, only 4. Woo!
Well, I can't even think of a time we only had 4. Based on, I'll have my report. There's only one that we have to deny at this point in time because there's a few questions that they left blank. And that's the Genoa Healthcare from Hope Valley, Rhode Island. But the other 3 recommend that we approve. Their applications were complete and confirmed and validated with everything that we go through as part of our process. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Commissioner Inguante? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion. I'll make a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 So moved. Very good. Before we get to the approval of Commission of Pharmacy meetings, any good welfare, anyone? Anything anyone wants to say?
Yeah.
Deb,
Mr. Chairman.
I'm really looking forward to the NABP report, by the way. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it justice if I turned it around that quickly because I just came back on Saturday. But I do want to present something. So as you were talking multiple times, you mentioned adding information to the first-time pharmacy manager document that we have. When was the last time we updated that? I don't recall.
Document, the UConn EDU one?
No, the one that we have for first-time managers that kind of lists, I think Edie put it together way back when, and I think it's still available.
I think that was the one Michelle did, right? Michelle
Yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what I give them.
So
you
we
know.
may need to revise it. If we haven't updated that in a long time, we may need to revise it, and we can probably add some of these links, hyperlinks to it, so that they can get, the information that they need. So I'm more than willing to maybe work with Gina on kind of reviewing what's there, updating on the newest laws and things of that nature. And I'll work with maybe I'll circle with Michelle as well, since if she was the one of the originals for it, I'll kind of look through it, because I think it's a great document, and I would hate for first-time managers, especially if they're new to Connecticut, to go and look at that, and some of that stuff is really outdated. At least the last time I've checked. I haven't checked recently.
It was new when I started, Deb.
A lot of things were new back then.
I know, right?
So are you okay with that, Gina?
Yeah,
We can get together offline and just review that document. I'll pull in Michelle, and then we can just, make it a newer one.
That sounds good.
Any other good and welfare? Other than it's a beautiful day outside?
It is.
Okay, then in that case, approval for the Commission of Pharmacy minutes for the month of April. You had a chance to take a look at it for any mistakes, omissions, changes that need to be made. Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to accept the minutes for last month.
Move to accept.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Wonderful. Everyone have a great, great day. Thanks. Thanks,
Well,
Gina.
Everybody,
Yeah, Thank you. for this
All right, take
stuff.
care.
thank you.
By the way, Gina, that was a lot of work. A lot of work. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for doing it. Made it simple. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
Gina.
Take care now.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.